Hello everybody and welcome to this tournament video for the playthrough for Master Division for the upcoming tournament. This video is with variable wins and I will go through all the holes that we are going to play. If you do want to follow along in a better way, you follow the info box on the right hand side for club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, but also what ball and club I suggest you to play with. Have in mind, you don't have to follow that if you don't want to, but I always have a plan with my suggestions. Now, let's enjoy the video and go to hole number 1. On the drive here on hole number 1, starting with a P0 ball and a puck in NMT, moving rings left, moving one ring left, this to allow to be able to hit great right, otherwise you can't do that, you will clip the rough. 7 top spin, 3 left spin, and then we are making an adjustment that is max plus 20 P0, 1-to-1 with a puck 8. Center the ball and hit perfect, and we're looking to get to around 365 yards. Have in mind that playing with 1159 risks getting a little glitch throw, and that's not something we do want to have, because that will obviously throw off the drive distance, and that will make the second shot being slightly different than what we do want. We want dead bounces like that to, once again, around 365 yards. You can play with any power 1 plus ball, side spin 3, win 5. On the second shot, we are going to do a top blue ring fringe check, where the fringe meets the fairway ball guideline to go over the pin, and with this drive is going to be consistently around +2 and +3, or at least that was for me. 4 and 1 click top spin and 3 right spin, so simple spins, bullseye by the edge of the rough line with ball guideline through the hole. Then we are turning around here and looking at our wind angle. You can see that in the distance, I'm looking at the big tree. I'm also looking at the sign to the right as my reference point. Here we are making an adjustment that is from +2 and +3. We use 64% slider, minus 15% elevation, P1 numbers. And we're pulling from the clearing. And in this wind angle particular, we're doing no tweaks whatsoever. So we just center the ball, hit perfect, and we hope for the best. You can see there that we are playing through that bush, and that's, I mean, totally fine. Rolls down the green, dropping dead center for the eagle here on hole number 1. Get the best guides on the market for the Spring Major Tournament Pro Expert Master Division on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link in the description down below. On the drive here on hole number 5, you can play this one with a win 5 ball and a win 4 ball, and doesn't matter what you're using. We are setting up with QB at max P1 line, and blue ring to be by the rough line on the left, and then we are swapping to a puck and whatever short iron we do prefer. It's either Falcon 7 plus or it is a Thorn level 9. Adjust max plus 20 P0. And once we have done that for a puck 7 and a puck 8, as we're using 8 top spin, we're not using the 8.1 that a puck 8 has. We're not doing any type of push-up. A puck 6 needs a push-up. A puck 5 is going to have 2 little top spin, which is, when I'm recording this video, we are working on an alternative option as well. Half a ball of left curl, max overpower with a completely slow needle, and we're looking to bounce over the rough there on the right and roll to around 375 yards. When it comes to the second shot with Thorn, we're going to do a bottom white ring pin check also, but here you can see the issue with playing with a P1 ball. We only have 2+ yardage, so here I do go and judge this one as +3 instead of the +2, because we're just slightly short. We do want to have the bottom of the white ring resting at the cup and not overlapping anything. No spin, ball guideline just into the hole with Thorn, and we're going to pull over the bullseye always, using an adjustment with Thorn that is 68% slider, with no elevation, P1 numbers, and that is from +1 and +2. So slightly different than Falcon, and we are going to center the ball and hit perfect. For those of you having Falcon 7 or 8 that want to play with that club instead, then you go and check the Falcon slide and the Falcon videos for the better references. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. On the drive here on hole number 8, this is a super tough wind. I kind of forgot when looking at the flyover that this was gonna be this difficult actually. So I had to be innovative, and I'm using the left hand side to do 7 topspin, 2 right spin, setting up with QB at max P0, blue ring by the rough line, swapping to a pock and cat bag. And we are adjusting max plus 20 P0, using 0.8 ball of right curl max OP with a slightly shaky needle with P1 ball, but with P2 plus it's gonna be completely slow. So it's up to you to decide what you want to do. I wanted to create this type of drive so we could play it with P1 at least, because I know a lot of people do have a P1 ball. 353 yards, that's perfect, looking to be around 355, and then now you need to be prepared for a sand bump, and that's not often we do that on a par 4. On the second shot, we are going to do a bottom yellow pin check is what we're going to do with cat 7 and cat 8. Going to be slight overlap for cat 5 and cat 6. We are going to use 5.8 topspin, looking to have being just by the edge of the bunker, ball guideline through the hole. And here is the beauty with cat 5 and cat 6, even though the ball guideline is crap, it's still gonna go through the hole, so you can still use the same type of reference. This is an angle where we're gonna do nothing. We're pulling from the white ring, and what we're pulling is that we're using 100% slider, which is max P2 number, and that is from +2 and +3 when it comes to the bottom yellow ring pin check. Perfect ball it is, and it goes into the bunker, rolls up nicely, and dropping dead center for the eagle here on hole number 8 with a very tough wind. On the drive, we are going to start with a P3 ball to find absolute max line. And then we're looking to have the right side of the yellow ring, or like the bottom right side of the yellow ring, to be by the sand. And then we're swapping to any P4, side spin 2 plus, wind 4 or wind 5 ball. Here you can see that I'm going to make an adjustment that is max plus 10 P3. And when it comes to the spins here, we shall be using 2 top spin, not 1.5. 2 top spin, 2 right spins, so simple. Then we're gonna go full blast overpower with approximately 2.25 ball of right curl with the center line down in the center of the triangle. Grades on either side has been safe. I would say a double grade right will most likely clip the rough. I mean, that's kind of how I judge it. I haven't hit it, but that's an estimation that I do get. We're looking to be to around 375 yards. When playing with the thorn, we're going to play rings from min. So what I would recommend to do is to set 0.2 top spin and 0.2 right spin to have the spins correct based off having a perfect drive to start with. Then you don't have to mess around as I'm doing here, tweaking the spins due to me not being positioned correctly. We're gonna push up rings from min up to what we have the top of the white ring to be by the fringe, and then we want to be into the funnel. If we do need to correct the spins, don't be afraid to do so. The spins will vary, especially if you hit a great left or a great right drive. Every ring you push up with thorn is 1% slider, and we'll play 20% elevation, P4 numbers, and we're dropping it dead center for a lovely eagle. Again, you can play this play with any P4, side spin 2 plus, wind 4 or wind 5 ball for that matter, and you're gonna see yourself having a very good chance for an eagle. Get our guide on patreon.com/golf-tommy now with a discounted price for players from UK and from US. On the drive here on hole number 7, and we're gonna look to have the yellow ring by the rough line with our quarterback at max P2, swap to a puck, and then to whatever sandwich you prefer to use, because we're gonna play this ball to go right into the bunker. 6.5 top spin and 1 left spin adjust is max plus 20 P0, which is 1-to-1 with a puck 8. And then we're gonna go with 0.8 ball of left curl with circle drop OP. You can see I'm adjusting here now, and here you can play with a precision ball. You can as equally well play with a ball without that, because we're playing into a massive funnel from the bunker, and where you can hit great and still drop the shot. Perfect ball it is, and we're bouncing on the fairway, and then into the bunker, and now we need to be prepared for catching the funnel. From the bunker, it's all about finding the massive funnel. That will give you a chance to drop this shot with double great left and right, and obviously all the perfect. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking to find my position with my target in line with the bright green square row, and then I'm looking to be into the funnel, looking a little bit left, a little bit right for glitch spots. It's not the end of the world if you don't have the ball guideline correctly at pin. Once you have found the position into the funnel in the way we want, we adjust half a ring always. Doesn't matter if you play Spitfire or play something else. I'm using the half a ring as a Spitfire as my... Spitfire half a ring with Spitfire level 8, and obviously it's going to be adjustment for other clubs. You can see a double great left still catches the funnel. We're dropping it dead center for this, shows a birdie. That's why that's because I looked around for spots before that. This is an extremely good chance in my opinion for a simple drop, but it's all about finding the funnel. Make sure you have no glitch spots and stuff like that, which could complicate it and make you miss. On the drive here on hole number 7, option number 1, half of the red ring inside the rough with the rock. Then we're swapping to a poke and sniper bag. Here I'm using a P3 ball to set it up. 0.8 backspin and 2 right spin. Adjust is going to be max plus 10 P3. Once you have swapped to Apocalypse, you can switch to a P2 ball if you prefer to use that instead. Max overpower with approximately 1.3 ball of right curl. Sorry, 1.7 ball of right curl, obviously. Perfect ball it is, bounces on the fairway over the rough and lands to around 358 yards, which is what we are looking for. On the second shot, we're going to play with our B52, and we're going to move up to be just where the ball guideline shows it disappears into the sand. That's our check. So +2. Now blue ring by the rough line, ball guideline to go over the pin. And from that point, we are adding spins to get the ball guideline pointing to the left side of the cup, with being 1 green square short. So the spins will vary slightly all the time, but I'd rather do this to have a consistent landing spot, and then just as said, doing various spins to be consistent in that way. Adjust is going to be 90% slider, 10% elevation, P3 numbers, adding and subtracting 0.1 for every yard, and that is from +4. So here I'm deducting 0.2. Perfect ball comes in lovely and drops dead center for an eagle here on hole number 7. Get our guide on patreon.com/golf-tommy. On hole number 1, we're going for hole-in-one, starting with the rock and any P4 ball, P8 ball if we have that. If you do not have any P8 ball, you can start with a P10 ball to be at the bottom of a +24 when you set up, but ultimately you do want to have a P8 ball. Rock at P8 max rest, red ring where the rough meets the fairway, and then we're swapping to a poke bag, and we are then setting 5.2 top spin and 1.5 bar of right spin. This is the do nothing angle, meaning we're not gonna pull back or push up, just gonna do max overpower with a slower needle. Greats on either side are safe. With a perfect ball, we give ourselves a chance for an hole-in-one. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golf-tommy for the ultimate tournament text guide for expert and master division. On the drive here in hole number 6, option 1, we're starting with a power 6 ball at max rest. We're looking to have the second bounce to be just before it being clipped by the bunker. And once we have found that, we're setting 6.8 topspin and 1 left spin. Adjust is going to be max plus 20 P0 as per usual, which is 1-to-1 with Apocalypse level 8. And in this angle, we are just going to do max OP with 0.4 ball of left curl. If we do have more crosswind angle, we're going to push up slightly to get to the desired distance. We do want to get somewhere between 423 and 430 yards. On the second shot here on hole number 6, we are going to set the position before we add spin. We have bottom of the inner ring to be where the rough meets the sand. That is for cat 8. Tip of the ball guideline to go and point towards the line between the dark and the bright green square row. Then we're applying spins to get ball guideline 1 green square, or like 1.5 green square through the hole, be by the line between the bright and the dark green square. This is the blue angle. We are making an adjustment that is 66% slider, no elevation, P4 numbers, and that is from plus 11 and plus 12. Last piece of the puzzle we are going to do just before circle a break on the power. Here in the guide we have added 1 click of right curl, which I'm not adding here, but a 1 click of right here would definitely be much more helpful, getting it to drop dead center. But a tough one, this one, and always when I drop this hole, I think this is an albatross, but it's actually one of the longer par 4s that we do have in the game. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy for the ultimate tournament text guide for expert and or master division. Hole number 8, we are starting with the NEP 10 balls. We do max stretch, blue ring by the rough line with Apocalypse level 8. And then we're setting 4 top spin boost together with half a bar of left spin with Apoc 8. 0.7 bars of left spin if you do play with Apoc 6 or Apoc 7. This is a shot that you can play with wind 4, wind 6, wind 8 and wind 10 balls. Adjust max plus 20 P0, which is 1-to-1 with Apocalypse level 8. Max curl to the left, try to perfect. If favoring any side, favor a great left, as a great right may. Roll into the rough just slightly by the green. If you're unlucky, obviously. The design for this hole is that you want to clip the rough with the second bounce to then roll to get close to green. From there, you have a wedge. Follow the information there for EB School plus 20 P5 with no spin, minus 45% elevation, P4 numbers when it comes to max topspin and 4 topspin boost. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy for the ultimate tournament text guides. Thank you everybody for watching this playthrough video for Master Division for the upcoming tournament. If you did enjoy the content here, make sure to smash the thumbs up on your way out. Now, last but not least, a massive good luck in the upcoming tournament.